We are on the banks of the Red Cedar River in East Lansing, Michigan, where today ABC Sports College Football presents an interconference clash between the Huskers of Nebraska and the Spartans of Michigan State. It is a beautiful day, folks, for a college football game on campus. A sellout crowd on hand here in East Lansing, Michigan. Here's the kick. At the 9-yard line, it's Mason. He's dangerous. He coughs it up. Nebraska has the ball on the 33-yard line. It didn't take long for Michigan State to make a gap. Todd, Nebraska, as a result, working with a short field, beginning their offense on the 35-yard line. Frazier on the option. The pitch to Phillips, cutting it up. And you can feel that high gear, that Tommy Frazier, the guy we talked about in the opening, 21-1 as a regular season starter.
You want to make them have to drive the ball 80-plus yards every time they have it. Make them earn their first downs and their points.
And they did get a first down on that carry by Phillips. This is the fullback this time, Makovica, down to the 20-yard line. For the Cornhuskers, Reggie Ball, a dangerous deep threat. Lawrence Phillips, the guy we talked about moments ago. Both starters returning from a year ago. Two receivers split to the bottom of your screen. Frazier on the toss to Phillips. He's got a block out there. Phillips near the first down marker at the 11-yard line. And look at that huge, mobile, agile, and hostile offensive line for the Cornhuskers.
Well, they just reloaded at 4 positions, but the center, Aaron Graham, Tom Osborne says he may be the best that's ever been at Nebraska.
Going to Cornhuskers on this, their opening drive after that turnover on the kickoff. They come out in their 2 tight end, 2 wide out split. This is their ace formation. Phillips over the left side and down to the 7-yard line. Full house backfield. Johnson now in motion. Frazier passing into the end zone, incomplete for his tight end, Mark Gilman. The 2 Makovicas in the backfield on 3rd down and 7.
Watch the option from this formation.
Here it comes. Frazier's going to keep it. He doesn't get the first down.
And Mark, that is a huge stop.
A 22-yard attempt for the freshman. They get it down, and it is good. So the Cornhuskers failed to score a touchdown, and a reprieve for that Michigan State defense. It's 3-0. We're just underway in East Lansing.
Sudden change defense is a critical part of any game. Coming on the field, making a big stop.
All of Chris Brown's kickoffs went into the end zone last week against Oklahoma State, as does this one. Last season, he led the Big Ten in passing efficiency, as an excellent arm and good mobility. Renaud and Green are the backs behind Banks. First down and 10 from the 18-yard line. Quick 3-step drop complete to the far sideline and a first down. The backs and receivers for the Spartans. Mark Renaud, an interesting story, Todd.
For Mark Renaud, he's the backup tailback, but the coaches feel he's a little bit bigger, maybe even a little bit faster than Dwayne Goldborn. So they're certainly going to miss Goldborn's productivity out with the broken ankle, but Renaud is no slouch as a backup.
Had an excellent spring and fall. Green in motion to the counter. That's Renaud, and he is drilled, put down at the 35-yard line. And you know, they stressed conditioning and diet, but you know, they still have a huge offensive line here with the Spartans. Cutting down on those chicken wings at the Land Shark. 11:42 remaining in the first quarter, and we have a whistle and flags down.
A little bit in his stance.
Full start, offense.
Yeah. Take a look at the Nebraska defensive front. The 2 Peter brothers on the inside. Christian Peter, he is all man at 6'3", 300 pounds, a senior.
2nd down and 12 to go. Spartans with the ball on the 35-yard line. Backs are split behind Banks. Screen pass to Renaud, well set up. And you see the speed right there, and a flag down at the 40.
Can be a big play.
Face mask, defense.
Shotgun formation here on first down. They're trying to spread out the Nebraska defense. 3 wide receivers, only 1 running back.
Little movement up front. No flags, though. Banks gets rid of it quickly. Intended for Muhammad. And another flag down from Jared Tomich. A look at the linebackers for the black shirts. Ellis, a Butkus candidate, and Terwilliger, their Nebraska penalty.
Roughing the passer, defense, first down.
Renaud in green out of the offset eye. The draw play to Renaud. And he fumbles it. Who's got it? The Cornhuskers say they do. And for the second time, the Spartans put the ball on the carpet. The second turnover early in the game by Michigan State. Backs out of the eye. This is Phillips. That's what he can do. Showtime for Lawrence Phillips. And another face mask at the 32-yard line for a big play.
Personal foul. Face mask. Defense.
That was a heck of a move. Just under 11 minutes to play in the first period. Frazier on the option, going to keep it himself. Frazier down at the 9-yard line. Make that the 8. Speed does kill indeed. Second down and 2. To give it to the fullback. Makovica bullying his way down to the 2-yard line.
And interested in the game.
Frazier gives it to Phillips. Phillips tiptoeing his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Cornhuskers. And folks, if you hear some cheering here, there's about 7,000 folks that made the trip from Lincoln. Chris Brown missed an extra point last week, his first one, but he nails this one. Well, these games are often won in the weight room. It's about strength and speed.
He's the #1 punt returner in Big Ten last year, so he's got the capabilities, just a little careless with the ball on his first one.
He'll get a chance at this one, the third one. Mason started off at the goal line and hurdles up to the 23. Boy, Florida State with an imposing, potent offense once again in 1995. Banks back to pass on 1st and 10. Has a little time, fires complete to Mason, and now incomplete. It was knocked loose. Second down and 10 for Banks. The draw play to Scotty Green, pound for pound, one of the toughest players in college football. And a look now at the defensive backfield for the Cornhuskers. Mike Minter, nice to see him back after an injury sidelined him last year, Todd. Three wideouts for Michigan State. And Banks goes down at the 22-yard line. Phil Ellis line. Flag down. A low returnable punt. And it's fumbled. It's a live ball. And now it's the Spartans' turn to be on the beneficiary part of a turnover.
We just have to see what the penalty is, though, but a bad decision.
Offside. Nebraska.
Points, you would think. 1st and 10. Banks is going to pass. Has time. Looking up top and has a man. No, yes, the flag. Najee Carter was the intended receiver.
On Tyrone Williams.
Pass interference. Defense.
As a result, 1st down and 10. The ball at the Nebraska 29-yard line. Ace formation by the Spartans on the waggle. Banks is brought down, but there's a whistle and a flag.
When he runs into the receiver.
The penalty is against Michigan State.
Right now, we're seeing a little over-anxiousness on the part of Michigan State.
The handoff. This is Antoine Patrick. 2nd and 16. Out of the shotgun, Banks. Complete at the 23, and a nice move by Muhammad. Masin Muhammad with a 1st down at the 10-yard line for the Spartans. Backs out of the offset eye. This is the first time that the Spartans have threatened today. The handoff is to Renaud, breaking a couple of tackles, and finally brought down at the 13-yard line. That time trying the counter. 6:40 remaining in the first quarter. Banks into the end zone. Incomplete. Intended for Carter. Muhammad in motion. And another flag.
Called. They were a little slow getting out of the huddle.
False start. Offense.
One you really hate to have in this part of the field. Now you put yourself in a real difficult situation at 3rd and 15.
Banks with time. Into the end zone. Touchdown Spartans. Muhammad. Tony Banks fired a dart.
So much for difficult situations, right? Third down and 15. Just throw a perfect throw for the touchdown. That play.
And here's Chris Gardner with the extra point attempt. A low kick that goes through. Tony TNT Banks brings Michigan State a little closer. We'll be right back. Pick 5 yards deep to Childs.
So they've got to try to slow the Huskers down, particularly the option on first down.
Phillips on the carry. Defensively, Michigan State up front has to play well.
Yeah, they do. And Yakini Allen, I mean, look at that number. Number 23, he's a defensive tackle. That's because he was a linebacker last year.
Under 6 minutes to go in the first period. A 2 tight end set. 2 wideouts for Nebraska. Frazier on the option to the short side of the field. Keeps it himself. And is brought down about 2 yards shy of the first down. And a look at the linebacking crew now for the Spartans.
You had to say what the strength of this defense would be. It would be those guys, the linebackers. Reggie Garnett has been a starter for a couple years.
3rd down and 1. Power football time. Nebraska football. And this is how they do it. Demetrius Martin led the Big Ten last year with 7 picks. Not many people throw in his neighborhood.
See Tommy Frazier calling check with me at the line of scrimmage. He does a lot of audibling in the run game.
Little counter tray here. Phillips hard running out to the 43-yard line right near the first down. Model of success. Phillips, the I-back. 3 wide receivers on this play. Frazier passes complete to his tight end, Gilman, who dives down to the 48-yard line. Full house backfield, Makovica, Schuster, and Phillips this time. This is Makovica, and he's brought down near the line of scrimmage. 3:22 to play in the first period. The toss to Phillips. Phillips has the first down.
They've got the 2 tight ends, the 3 backs in the backfield.
1st and 10. Little play action, and Frazier has a lot of rug ahead of him. And he fumbles it. The recovery made by the Spartans. Travis Reese has another good bounce for the Spartans.
And a big play again for Michigan State.
Boy, we have seen a lot of fumbles and turnovers so far here in the first quarter. Scotty Green gets to the perimeter and is forced out of bounds. A lot of fun to watch. He too, like Makovica, has a brother who plays the same position. And here's Green again, brought down near the line of scrimmage.
Maybe draw Nebraska off sides and get the easy first down.
Antoine Patrick is the deep back. Banks is going to keep it himself. And yes, he can run. First down, Michigan State. 2 tight end set. And offside.
Dead ball. Ball start. Offense.
Nebraska, meanwhile, 2 for a total of 30. They blitz, and Banks picks it up and finds a receiver. About 5 yards short of the first down. That was Nigeria Carter. 2nd down and 4 to go. No flags. This is Patrick. Maybe gained 1 yard, Todd. Renaud and Green. That's Green in motion. Looks to Green. He is short of the first down, though. Dozen kicks. Solani gets this one off. A high spiral coming down at the 15. Reggie Ball coughs it up. There's a flag down. Let's see who has it.
Fair catch interference on the kicking team.
1st and 10 for the Cornhuskers. Phillips likes to bounce it outside, and he's brought down at the 23-yard line. And that effectively will end the first period of play. It's 10-7 for the defending national champs. We'll be right back.
New formation for Nebraska. 4 wide receivers, 1 back in the shotgun. This is not typical Nebraska, and they still run the option.
They pitch it, and Lawrence Phillips has a first down and then some. Phillips out to the 43-yard line. The expectations and standards so high in Lincoln. Play action pass. Frazier plenty of time. Incomplete at the 43, and there's a flag down.
Carl Reeves, number
Pass
55.
Defense.
Talk about programs that reload like Nebraska. Florida State reloads every year, too.
1st and 10. The give is to the fullback, Clinton Childs. Michigan State with 90 total yards offense. Last week, Oklahoma State only had 1 yard of total offense after the first quarter. This is Childs, who has nowhere to go. Phillips back in the game in this full house backfield. 3rd down, 6 to go. Option time and downtime for Tommy Frazier. Maybe the first or second series. Here's the punt from Jesse Cush. Barely got it off. They should be able to down this inside the 5. They down it right at the 5-yard line. Tommy Frazier writhing in pain, Todd.
Yeah, it's kind of a freak injury. Take a look as we watch the end of this play. Jabbar Threets is going to come in to make the tackle. And right there, you can see it's a knee into the thigh area just above the pad of Tommy Frazier.
But it's time for Tony Banks. Looking up top and overthrows Carter. Backs out of the offset eye. They run it. Renaud turns it back inside and stuffed at the 6-yard line. And it's 3 wide receivers out on this play. He's been getting good protection so far today. Gets it off in time, looking for Muhammad, and it's picked off by Minter. Mike Minter played center field. And Todd, here's a look at Brooke Beringer out of Goodland, Kansas. 7-0 as a starter, coming in relief here for Tommy Frazier. The give is to the fullback, Jeff Makovica. And he
just got a Charlie horse, but he's in pain.
Ace formation. This is Phillips. Look at those feet. They are so sweet. Phillips with a first down to the 19-yard line. Phillips, 12 rushes for a total of 127 yards. That's why he's a Heisman candidate. Here's the counter trade. And he's got more room. Lawrence Phillips down to the 2-yard line. Move those sticks. First down, Cornhuskers. It was pretty large. Full house backfield. Phillips in the house. Touchdown, Nebraska. That's how they do it, folks. And a flag now. He's 41 yards, using a little over a minute on the clock. And Nebraska taking a 17-7 lead. Lawrence Phillips, LP, that's long play. It's a touchdown play. Nebraska with over 200 yards total offense so far. Mason at the goal line. Mason popped at the 24-yard line. Cornhuskers always keep you guessing. Green in motion. The give is to Antoine Patrick, who gets jacked at the 27-yard line on 2nd down and 8. Banks throwing an interception to set up that last Nebraska touchdown on their last possession. He's going to take it himself. Tucks that ball away just in the nick of time. All right, a real renaissance period here in East Lansing. Boy, it's tough to think about basketball without Judd Heathcote. Flags down. Pass complete to Mason at the 36-yard line. That's where his forward progress will be marked.
Great tools. I mean, he has great arm.
Offense.
You got to be in the right position or you'll get that penalty.
Out of the shotgun. They try to get him out of the pocket. Banks has Muhammad. First down, a big play by Tony Banks to Muhammad. Wow. And Tony Banks with a big play to keep the drive alive on 3rd and 8. It's 1st and 10 now. 3 wideouts for the Spartans. And they put it on the ground. It appeared to be a poor snap under your posterior.
You would think.
Here's Scotty Green down to the 42-yard line. 7:25 to play in the first half. This time they get the snap to Banks. Completes the pass to his tight end, Luke Bensi. He's number 43. Laney tries to pooch this one. And Muhammad couldn't get a hand on it.
So I don't think we'll see any more of Tommy Frazier in this ball game.
Penn State, another Big Ten team in action today. They're taking on Texas Tech. And Childs on the carry.
Incidental face mask. Defense.
where one of the problems comes up is special teams, execution of special teams. Fumble punt led to a touchdown.
We've seen that happen in our game today. This is Trials trying to get to the perimeter and turn the corner.
Tried to turn back to catch the football, and his foot, there was no give in his foot.
That thing turned right over on him. Clinton Childs showing you the depth of the running game at Nebraska.
Nebraska, the #1 rushing team in the country. Michigan State defense, 104 in the country, and that's where they're weak right now, and they're getting attacked on the inside.
So at that time, it was a 25-yard gain. Beringer on the quick three-step drop. Incomplete, intended for Reggie Ball.
As soon as they find an area they can exploit, that's what they stay with.
So far, Todd, they've exploited their ground game. 230 yards rushing. The pitch on the option. Childs again. Brought down at the first down marker.
But he's just a tailback taking snaps most of the time.
The formula works. The give is to the fullback, Brian Schuster. Lawrence Phillips is the I-back. 5:10 remaining in the first half. Beringer, quick three-step drop, complete to number 5, Brendan Holbein.
You see he's checking off where the defensive weakness is.
It's that ace formation. It's on the ground. Did Phillips get it back? Whose ball is it?
Phillips had it initially, Mark, and I think the Michigan State defender, Marvin Wright, tried to steal it from him.
From 47 yards out is Chris Brown. In high school, he kicked a 53-yarder. This would be a career long for the freshman. Plenty of leg. Man, that thing was a rocket blast. With room to spare. Is there helium in that football?
Tom Osborne's ever had a true freshman kicker and an untested punter, but so far the kicking game looks pretty solid for the Huskers.
This kick comes down at the 6-yard line. Mason got to tuck that thing away, and he's brought down at the 20-yard line. That's out of the eye. Renaud is the I-back. And he gets the carry. Flag down at the 22.
Offside. Defense.
You get a look at Oregon next week against UCLA. That's where we'll be, out in Pasadena. Banks fumbled the snap. Renaud gets the handoff, and he'll be about 4 yards short.
And this team is built on speed, getting up the field with your outside rushers and running to the football.
Banks with time fires incomplete at the 34 for Carter. 2:28 to play in the first half. High snap out of the shotgun. Banks completes the pass at the 35-yard line. Be a good situation for Michigan State to get a score on the board before the end of this first half. 2:05 to play. Another poor snap, and once again, Scotty Green is forced to pounce on the loose ball. Trouble brewing in State College, huh? 1:20 to play. Banks fires another bullet to the 39, complete. Chris Gardner has a strong leg. Banks under pressure, lucky to get away, and he fumbles it. Michigan State appeared to... And Carter. Here's the punt. Comes down at the 25. Reggie Ball. Ball steps out of bounds, stopping the clock. Here's Beringer in the flat to Childs. Childs doesn't get out of bounds. And the clock is...
Make them catch the ball underneath and then come up and make a good tackle.
Beringer going to try and get out of bounds, and he does, stopping the clock. 5 seconds to play in the first half. Pass is incomplete, and the clock stops with 2 seconds. Play action. Beringer throws underneath. That's Vedral. And Vedral is tackled at the 14-yard line by Reggie Garnett. And that's the end of the first half of play in the Nick Saban era here in East Lansing in Spartan Stadium. Coming up, the Prudential halftime report. John Saunders will have all the scores and highlights for you. And our score at halftime, the defending national champs, Nebraska, leading Michigan State 20-7. For Nebraska, Nick Saban in his debut as Michigan State head coach, his team trailing. This is Childs at the 14. Sloppy tackling, and Childs is still on his feet. Across midfield and down to the 46-yard line. And I counted 4 missed tackles.
I think that it's more our execution and what we can do than it is what they are or what they can do. And if we execute and catch and throw and catch the ball, protect the quarterback.
Also 9 penalties in that first half for the Spartans.
Here's Phillips, who had 137 yards in the first half. And Clinton Childs comes in to take his place. Ace formation, 2 tights and 2 wideouts.
This is an option down.
And they hand it off to Childs, who has the first down, and then some.
And it doesn't look any different.
The give is to the fullback. You've got to keep an eye on him because they'll surprise you with Makovica.
Is to attack the inside defensive lineman, to bring 2 tight ends and run at this defense.
And Behringer is going to keep it himself. He can run. He does have 4.6 speed. Maybe not as fast as Frazier.
To throw the ball, but had not had much success at all running the football.
Fumble.
That was just the one he had to get over with.
On second down, the fullback, Makovica.
They are really having a tough time on the inside.
Todd, time to see who's got skills on 3rd and goal. Behringer keeps it.
Into a throw-only situation on offense, and that plays into your hands to rush the passer on defense.
The freshman says no problem on the chip shot. Chris Brown out of South Lake, Texas with 9 points. Nebraska leads 23-7. Field goal by Chris Brown, who kicks off now. And this will land about 8 yards deep in the end zone, and Derek Mason with a good career decision.
Well, change is the prevalent word up here.
That's right. In order for us to get better and be the best, we think we have to make some changes. So we're in the process of hiring a new baseball coach. We've got a new associate athletic director coming in for marketing.
I don't know about the other coaches, but I do know Nick Saban's a good football coach, and he is thrilled to be back here on campus at East Lansing. I think he'll get this thing turned around.
He was here during the period 1983 to 87 when they last played at the Rose Bowl. And a nice catch by Derek Mason and a first down. 9:25 remaining in the 3rd period. Renaud in motion to the top of your screen. Mason split to the bottom. It's a counter to Scott Green. Breaking tackles. Green picks up about 9 yards.
Decent game.
Patrick in motion. They hand it off again to Scott Green. Getting a little bit of work. There's a flag down at the 45-yard line. And number 56.
Holding. Offense.
He's getting paid $1 an hour. Safe to say he's making some more presidents right now. A lot more money in his pockets these days. 2nd and 11. Complete on the skinny slant pattern to Napoleon Outlaw. Pretty good numbers for Tony Banks so far. Nebraska showing blitz, and they do come. Banks looking downfield, incomplete for Carter. Last year he was very much like a freshman, trying to learn the nuances of this offense. Another blitz. They find the hot receiver, the tight end, Bensi. And Bensi has a first down at the 17-yard line. 3 wide receivers in for Michigan State. Nebraska pointing at the left side.
Dead ball. Offside. Defense.
7:36 remaining in the 3rd quarter. 3 wideouts in for Michigan State. They trail 23-7. Outlaw in motion. Banks complete to Scott Green, and Green has another Spartan first down. First down and goal for the Spartans. Carter in motion. The draw. Renaud. Homie, don't play that. 2nd and goal. Banks into the end zone. Incomplete for Mason. A score of some sort is paramount for the Spartans. Banks into the end zone, almost picked off. Whew. Chris Gardner now in for the field goal from 25 yards out. He's out of Plantation, Florida, 14 of 21 a year ago. Low snap, but it's down, and it's good. A good job that time getting it up. It wasn't pretty, but Solani got it down and up.
That snap, nice job by Chris Solani getting it set down for his kicker.
And here's the kick. Ball and Childs fighting over it. Childs takes it, and he is brought down. It's on the carpet. Michigan State says they have it, but we'll wait for a signal.
The referee signaled that the ball was down.
Lawrence Phillips is back in the ball game. He's the I-back.
Nebraska does a lot of check with me at the line of scrimmage. They line up, they see where the defense is, and try to run at the weakness.
And they test out that leg of Phillips.
Their strength and conditioning program has been a model for a lot of teams all over the country.
Michigan State trying to turn the tide here on this special day, looking for a special play, and here's a special runner. Lawrence Phillips with a first down and a closet full of awards and Emmys. Beringer on the play action, going up top for ball, and he's got him open. Oh, baby, what a catch. He's got skills. Reggie Ball. He had a 76-yard reception for a touchdown. That was a career long. Here's Makovica, the fullback, down to the 1-yard line. There's a look at the play selection we were referring to moments ago. Second and goal, Lawrence Phillips hits the end zone.
Nebraska.
He knows where it is.
Nebraska touchdown. 1-yard run, number 1, Lawrence Phillips.
Cashin going for 2 now. The pitch to Phillips, struggles to find the handle, and is brought down to the 5-yard line.
Last series, they had a nice drive. They got it inside the 20, had to settle for a field goal. That's the difference.
This one, Todd, coming down at the 2-yard line. Mason has been unable to break one today. 4:25 to play in the third quarter. Banks hands it off. Green reverses field out to the 24-yard line. It's Colorado and Colorado State. Buffalo's looking impressive last week on ABC against Wisconsin.
Sean Hart has cramps. The starting cornerback, number 17. He will play.
All right, team. 3 minutes to go now. Banks tipped at the line, up in the air. Play a little hot potato. Terrell Farley, where are you? He's blocked nicely on that play. And the punt will be down at the 33-yard line. There's a palpitating Penn State heart next to me, folks. It's getting a little stronger, too. Lawrence Phillips trying the left side. And stuffed by Jabbar Threach. And flags down.
Played very well in his first game.
Personal foul, defense, first down.
It might have been that little body slam at the end. 2.5 to play in the third quarter. Handoff is to the fullback, Makovica. Now a faux pas. Phillips stuffed at the 49-yard line. They might have to put Dion on layaway, the amount of money they're paying him. The snap goes to Phillips. They got all kinds of tricks. And these tricks aren't for kids because Phillips is going to score. Touchdown, Cornhuskers. Assignments, and Coach Pease also talked about assignments on the option, but just like you said earlier, Todd, how do you prepare for all these different things? I mean, I'm not sure that the Spartans were thinking about the direct snap play to Lawrence Phillips that time. Matured into a very fine quarterback and Heisman Trophy candidate at 210 pounds. Antoine Patrick in motion. On the screen. Green has some good blocks ahead of him. And that's why I like Scotty Green.
Take advantage of an aggressive defense that's trying to rush the passer, let him come upfield, throw the screen over their head.
That one working out well. Banks fumbles it. Did he get it back? Yes, he did. 25 seconds to play in the third. Under pressure again. Well, and that ends the third quarter of play in East Lansing in game 1 of the Nick Saban era. It's not the way he planned it. We'll return with more between Nebraska and Michigan State after this message. A word from our ABC station. The defending national champs from Nebraska with an impressive performance today. Brooke Berringer coming in relief of injured quarterback Tommy Frazier. And Tony Banks has been running for his life all day. Mason with the catch at the 33-yard line. Chris Solani into punt from his 25, and back deep it's Reggie Ball. This one taking a Cornhusker bounce back to the 33-yard line. They are one of the better ones in the Big Ten Conference. Amon Green now in at tailback. And you talk about a skilled and speedy runner. I don't know. Gutsy call.
Yeah, good call.
Somebody broke off a pattern.
They just keep coming at you. I mean, that's the trademark of this football team is they just are relentless, and they win games in the fourth quarter by wearing you down.
And Amon Green is on his way. He says, see ya, and I wouldn't want to be ya. Touchdown, Cornhuskers. A 57-yard bolt of lightning on a sunny afternoon in East Lansing. Brown with the extra point. His leg might be getting a little fatigued right now. He nails it through. And it is 43-10. But the band plays on for the Spartans. For Michigan State on that fumbled kickoff return in the first quarter. Corrals this one at the goal line. Rocked at the 20. Wow.
Season finale last year.
Banks out of the shotgun. The screen to Scotty Green.
Go, baby, go, baby, go.
Oh, yeah. Scotty Green finally run down at the 22-yard line by Tony Veland.
Sprinter, he's a 4.5 guy, so Green showed good speed.
Banks brought down and sacked at the 32-yard line. It'll be second down from the 30. Hurry up offense. Banks into the end zone. Incomplete, intended for Napoleon Outlaw. Banks complete. And Mike Minter introduced himself to Luke Bency at 3:30 Eastern Time. Banks. Boy, he lowered his hat. And Brooke Berringer has gone most of the way for the injured Tommy Frazier. Frazier, starting quarterback, shaken up with a deep thigh bruise in the first half. Clinton Childs is the lone back, and Berringer is going to throw. Complete to his tight end, Gilman. And Gilman is gang tackled at the 25.
And get his feet wet throwing the football.
Always an asset when you have two starting quarterbacks in your lineup.
When they rush for over 300 yards, they're 139, 5-0.
Little counter tray right here. Clinton Childs finding a gaping hole. Looked like there might have been a face mask, but no flag.
To keep grinding at you. They got big bodies up front. They keep pushing you, and they wear you down with great tailbacks.
In the flat, Clinton Childs unable to hang on to that. Berringer back to pass on 2nd and 10. The flanker screen. The Holbein is tackled at the 47-yard line. You don't like to see people run it up, but it's tough to tell kids out there not to play hard. They give us to the fullback.
Off of that team, I still think they're the best team in the country.
And their schedule is very conducive to finishing undefeated again. The ball taking a Michigan State bounce that time, coming all the way out to the 15-yard line against the Buffaloes of late. Last year, they really waxed them. Bit of a surprise, too. Tremendous, almost unparalleled football tradition in Nebraska. Here's Banks. Backside pressure, and he throws it away. Good coverage that time.
And that means a lot to high school players looking for a place to call home for 4 years.
And Nick Saban is hoping that many players across the country will.
Big Ten this year. He just went up against an awful good Nebraska defense.
Suffice to say that, Todd, they might not be tested this much at all in the
majority of big plays against the Spartans today.
And now we have the third-string quarterback in, Matt Turman, who hands it off to James Sims. Sims says goodbye, Spartans. Now, if that's the fourth-string guy, I don't want to see the fifth-string guy, Todd. They just keep coming and coming and coming. Don't get hurt or miss many games because you never know. 50-10. Lots of talent in the cupboard in Lincoln.
We're blitzing the quarterback, and that's why everybody wanted him.
With the salary cap restrictions, it's important to become very creative.
And you want to build some character in your football team. You want to see them play hard for the full 60 minutes.
Yeah, that is the Nick Saban way.
That's it.
Nice stick that time. Tom Osborne. 7:40 to play. Banks, play action. Complete to Mason at the 39-yard line. And that's out of the eye. The give is to Patrick, and Patrick is tackled at the 39-yard line, right at the line of scrimmage. 6:40 to play. Banks is going to pass. Throws a nice out pattern, complete.
In college football can drop back and make that throw on a consistent basis.
At that great size, too. They hand it off to Scotty Green. Brought down at the 46-yard line. That wanted to be disciplined. Brought down by Farley. 50-10. And Tony Banks is on the move. Oh, wow, did he get jammed up at the 35-yard line for the team chiropractor right now. Under 5 minutes to play. Solani with a nice punt, driving ball back to the 7-yard line. Number 7's going to try and return it. Good special teams coverage that time.
Oh, he was standing so far away. How could he see?
Joe Paterno eventually said it was a bad call. What do you say to that? You guys did a groomsman in Turner Gill's way.
Hey, Dean, by the way, I'm with you. I think he was out of bounds. Just for the record. Reward outstanding students for their academic achievements and to assist those in financial need. Turman passing. Broken up nicely. The 24th against Oklahoma. Last year, the Sooners played them tough before the Cornhuskers finally prevailed.
It's just great stability in that Nebraska football program.
As you mentioned, that really is a positive. Turn that thing around. Push punting. Mason at the 27. Little stop and go, and then stopped at the 28-yard line.
91 through 94, so these guys are very familiar with each other and have a good relationship.
And speaking of offense, get a look at the new quarterback, Damian Hiram. This is Tyrone Crenshaw. The deep back who gets the carry.
Really has a chance to play in the NFL also if he puts together another solid season this year.
Yeah, like getting a slow start today. Nice run out to the...
And he's second year here, and he's had to learn a whole new offensive system. So he's had to learn 2 new systems in as many seasons here as a Spartan.
Hiram on the run. Tried to move him out of the pocket, but it broke down at the... as they improve to 2-0 on the season.